Hi, and welcome to Sunday with Mike. On today's show, we're going to cover backup reminders, a growing wedding trend, readability testing, playlist, and Unix timestamps. Special shout out goes to Larry in Kentucky for his support of our show. So grab some coffee and join me. I'll be right back. So I've got my coffee and I hope you have yours. You know, once in a while I like to remind everyone that it's that time to back up your stuff again. And now is the time to get a handle on your backup strategy and actually do it. You can't just think about it or talk about it. You actually have to come up with a plan and do it. Back up your smartphones, your laptops, your desktops, your external hard drives, and most importantly, your website. Yes, your website does need to be backed up as well. Basically, anything that would cause you a major pain to have to recreate should be on your backup list. So let's pay really close attention to this for a little bit. I want you to sit down and write down all the things that you think you should have a backup copy of. And then ask yourself, how often do you need to back up each one of those entries on your lines? How often for each device? Then next, I want you to create an entry on your calendar to remind you to do this however often you want to be reminded to back that item up. I'm not always going to be around to bug you about this stuff, so you need to dig in, develop a workable and usable schedule that doesn't drive you crazy, but it won't hurt you too badly if you need to restore that device because you haven't waited too long to back it up. I recently switched over to a WordPress website, and we needed to learn the proper way to back that up so that I wouldn't be regretting it later if anything happened. I was overjoyed when I learned that there was a plugin that would handle this task for me. So my next goal was to learn what the differences were between the different plugins and which one was a good fit for me. I fell in love with a free one called All-in-One WP Migration. This is about as simple as you could possibly hope for. This plugin will back up your entire WordPress website, and you won't even need to phone a friend option on this one. It's just that simple. Should you ever need to restore your site, it's just as simple to get everything back in place exactly the way that it was. One note though, if you have a larger website with a lot of photos and videos, you'll probably want to go ahead and buy the premium upgrade to this free plugin. It's a one-time fee, and trust me, it's worth every penny for the peace of mind that it will give you. No matter how big my site gets down the road, this one plugin has me covered from now on, and I can easily back up my website as often as I'd like.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Recently, I posted a hand-painted picture of a wedding reception, and I had made a comment that, hey, I made it into another one. Meaning that me and my DJ gear were painted into the client's one-of-a-kind painting. For me, it's a huge honor for our monograms or uplights or me, myself, and I to be captured in their painting. It all started about 5 years ago. I was doing a very formal wedding reception, and the couple had hired a wedding painter to come in from New Orleans, Louisiana, which is about 2.5 hours away from us here in Lafayette. And this guy came in to paint their reception live during the actual reception. So as you might imagine, the guests are always coming by to see his progress and to make sure that, they're getting included and seeing and making comments. So I must admit, it is quite interesting to watch a talented artist create a scene of a live event on canvas during the event itself. Here's a recent painting by a local artist named Dirk Guidry. You can see from the early stages, he's arrived, he's come in, he has basically got an outline of the room going on, the dance floor, etc., but there's nobody painted into this yet. So as the guests start to arrive, he will start painting in those guests, and usually they take a picture of the bride and groom doing their first dance, start there, and then work in with the fill stuff. So here you can see the final copy, and it's quite nice and a one-of-a-kind and something that would be great to have on the wall. And way in the back, you can see me. There's a DJ setup way back there, and that's me, and this is a picture of it zoomed in. And so, like I said, it's always a great honor to be included in these things, knowing that you're going to be hanging on the client's wall forever. These custom paintings are not cheap, by the way. The price tag will start above $1,000, and it'll go up depending on the talent, the size, and other details, travel fees, etc. So many of our upscale clients, this is simply a must-have item, and we're starting to see it more and more often. So look around in your area and see if you have one of these guys or gals offering this type of service in your area. If you do, it's a great networking opportunity because of the price tag. These are going to be the more upscale clients that you want to associate with. If you don't, then maybe you want to get an early start and partner with somebody who's capable of doing this kind of stuff. But they're going to have to be very talented to be able to create these special keepsakes for your couples. You can see more of Dirk's work on his website. We've listed the link down below in the description for you, but you can also scroll back to the zoomed in photo, and we have his URL there as well. I'll be right back. Readability testing is something that has only recently showed up on my radar. I don't ever recall reading or hearing about this term until I started learning more about writing in general for this show. Granted, I've never taken any formal writing classes, so forgive me if this is common stuff in your world. So what exactly is readability testing all about, and why do you care? Well, it's a way to examine your writing and determine what the average grade level would be needed to understand what it is that you wrote. They do this by counting the words, how many words are in a sentence, how many sentences do you have, how many two-syllable words are used, how many three-syllable words, etc., etc. The final result of all of those calculations will give you a grade level. It seems that most writers and publishers want you to write at the 6th through 8th grade level. Not because your audience isn't smart enough to comprehend a more complicated document, but it's because it's harder to read, and it seems that most people will only skim those kind of documents and not actually read it. So think about the last time you read a technical paper or something that was really, truly college level and so dry, right? So according to those in the know, you are more likely to stick with something that's written for this grade level, 6th through 8th, and breeze right through the material if it's written properly. So how does your email and your website stack up to this standard? Are you writing stuff that's too complicated for your average client to read? What if it's too simplistic and they feel that you're talking down to them? What if I told you there's a website to help analyze your stuff, your website content, and your emails, and it will let you know right away where you stand? No more guessing, no more messing around. On this website, you can point to a certain page on your website and it will analyze it for you, or you can copy and paste some emails into this or any other tab on your site and get instant results. If you need to make any changes, it will let you know, And we'll put the link for this website down in the description column below for you. If you ever need to decode a saved history file, or a playlist is what some people call them, some of the information presented can be a little bit confusing. I have a habit of saving all of our history files after each event so that I can reference them anytime I want to down the road. This habit has saved me more than once when someone would call or contact me after the event about a song that me or one of my DJs played. I could open the history file, search for the song in question, and tell quite a bit about it. Let's take a look at the format that Virtual DJ 7 uses. Here you can see that we have a drive letter and the path to the actual song, and then we can also see that it was played at 20:04. Since this is a 24-hour time format, that translates to 8:04 p.m. On our next slide, let's take a look at a Virtual DJ 8 format. If you notice on this one, it's a lot more complicated, and we've highlighted something that I want you to focus in on, the timestamp. So as you can see, we're generating a lot more information for each and every song that gets played in this version of Virtual DJ. But what if you wanted to know what time the song was played? If you notice, we highlighted it, but what is that number? Well, it's called a Unix timestamp, and it's the number of seconds since a certain time and date in history. Yes, I am quite serious. Many programs use Unix timestamps, and they actually calculate the number of seconds since January 1st, 1970. I don't know why that became what they call epoch, but that's what they call it, and that's what it's calculating. So for every second past January 1st, 1970, these programs are using that as their timestamp. So since this is a unique and very precise number, it could come in handy, but how do you convert it? Well, enter our website to save the day. We'll add this URL to the description down below for you, but once you go to the website, you can enter in the Unix number and it will convert it to a normal date and time for you. In this case, it's June 5th, 2018 at 10:12 p.m. This is a lot more information than our previous example with 24-hour time. So the next time you need to convert a Unix time into normal time, remember this website. So that's going to be our show for today. I hope that you'll share it with your friends. Give me your thoughts down in the comments section down below, and be sure to give us a thumbs up. We're still saving seats for those of you who have not joined us in the Sunday with Mike Facebook group, and I hope to see you there and here next week.